funding that we're raising at the moment is designed to take us very close to a PFS, if not higher level of confidence in terms of the project. So what we're doing is we're working in two streams as we go forward. One is the drilling. Because of the confidence we have in delivering the ounces, we've already started getting information in terms of the project, what it's going to look like, what its capital cost might be, what the operating costs might look like. Again, just to emphasise, having oxide material simplifies our life. Having oxide material from surface, and it's literally from surface, there's very little overburden in most cases, reduces our upfront costs. So it is a project that will be a fast start. It is a project that doesn't have technological risk. It's simple. And that was one of the big attractions to me in the project. We're not going to have a massive overburden removal campaign. We're not going to be dealing with fresh rock. It is as simple as I've mentioned it.
This project's called Medina Fulbe. It's around a 200 square kilometre, give or take, permit in eastern Senegal. Goes pretty much up to the border in Mali. As I said, it's in this Kenya window. A huge number of producing mines in that region. It's really very underexplored. It's had surface level exploration done, grab samples, some trenching, other things. So really this was a scout drill program, reconnaissance drill program, or whatever you want to call it. We used an RC rig. We were drilling 8 to 10 target areas on relatively short drill holes. So the average hole depth was 50 meters for over the 2,000 meter program. So really we were trying to test for mineralization and ultimately trying to find a mineralized system. Our geologists were absolutely over the moon with the results. We proved in a number of areas you had 50, 60 meter wide zones of mineralization.
In Peru, it's a very mining friendly jurisdiction. They have a very good investment climate. There is a lot of investment into the country in mining. 60% of their exports are minerals from extraction in the country. The Minister of Mines and Energy is very supportive of the industry. And so even though there have been a lot of changes, with the new president of the country coming in back in 2021, they've started to rebuild. And so we're seeing an improvement in the response time and, the relationship between the government and industry. And so, it's a very good place to do business. They have a huge resource endowment. They're the number 2 copper producer in the world. They're the number 8 gold producer in the world. And so, Peru is one of the best countries to be operating in for sure.
And this boom from Fosterville, where one of we are the best discovery to come since that discovery was made in that mine. So we're sort of cutting edge in terms of new discoveries, but there's a number of mineral sands projects waiting, and I suppose the only measure of states open for business is when mines are permitted. So we'll see those mineral sands projects. We'll see what happens with our project. There's new legislation that's come in here in the state for fast tracking key projects, and there's a new facilitating group to lead us and other key projects through the state. So they realise that they need to make it more efficient, and they put that in place. It's worked in the quarrying industry. It's brought $8 billion more rock over the last year to market because of the construction boom that's happened here. They needed that rock, and now they've replicated that model in the mining business, and we're starting to see at least one mine has had a new tailings dam permitted in a very quick time frame, quicker than most jurisdictions worldwide, just in the last week or so. And so I believe if we get the 3 pillars right of the local support, the municipal support, and the native title holder support for the project, that's the key pillars, and we've got to make sure that they're resilient when opposition comes, because invariably opposition comes to any mining project. And so far so good. I can say those 3 pillars are right. The legislation is there from the state point of view to permit these projects.
We've got this what we call a tsunami of regulations. There's something like 60 regulations around the world now, which have something to do with responsible sourcing or responsible supply chains. Certainly a dozen or more in the EU, which are extremely stringent compared to what we have now and immediate in terms of their application. So that isn't going to go away. I don't see that going away. Some of the European ones have been pushed out a little bit, but that doesn't mean they're going to go away. So those expectations are going to continue to be there. And so what we need is ways in which this doesn't become a massive compliance burden for companies, and trying to codify those and find them. That's actually quite a lot of TDI sustainability does through our digital platform. We can reduce that burden of compliance by doing all the thinking for our clients in terms of the regulations and the standards that's expecting. So I think that's definitely coming. The drivers on minds at the moment regarding sustainability and ESG come from regulations for sure, but they also come from investors and customers. And that customer pressure, right, when I say customers, not the immediate customer, the right downstream companies, such as the auto, electronics, aerospace companies, they are exerting pressure. So we should expect there's going to be more interest in the downstream.